Apple shares are higher this morning, too, on a report that says China iPhone shipments were up 52% in April compared to last year. Joining us right now is Tom Forte, senior consumer internet analyst at Maxim Group. And Tom, this is a pretty big swing just in terms of what we've seen in Apple sales in China. There was big concern about what happened in the first quarter with Apple sales. When they reported their earnings, it showed that sales there were down by about 8%. And I think that's probably what had people so concerned about seeing these numbers and maybe the turnaround. What do you think happened here?
Yeah, so I think you're seeing improving trends in China for Apple, and then they're heavily expected to start discounting the iPhone in China in the month of May. So it's possible that favorable trends will continue through the June quarter. But I think that, the improving trends in China and the strong iPhone sales are two very important things for Apple. More than half their revenue still comes from iPhones, and a high teens% of their sales come from China. So this is a good data point for Apple and for Apple shares.
Well, I think that's part of the question, though. If they've started with these deep discounts, I read in some cases those discounts of up to $318 that they were giving to offer people in. What do you think that did to margins?
Yeah, so if you look at the margin story, the overriding benefit they've been getting is from an increase in sales and services. And when you think about management's comments on the June quarter, where they projected low single-digit total sales growth, but strong double-digit services growth, it suggests to me that margins may hold up even with the incremental discounting in China to drive the iPhone sales.
Well, that's pretty huge because there'd been a big question about whether it was the political wins, the change, that had really pushed this, that it was going to be not okay, or people didn't look at Apple the same way that they had in the past in China. You think that this would show that, okay, no, Apple's still a very popular brand if the price is right?
Yeah, so Apple is clearly still a popular brand. So the question, though, then becomes for the stock. We have a hold rating in the stock, and you're looking at about a 25 PE for a company that's expected to have top-line growth essentially flat on a go-forward basis. So a good data point for iPhone and for China, but I don't think this necessarily changes the story for the stock with a big PE and a low rate of growth and still, heavy reliance on both China and iPhone, which I think is going to be a challenge going forward.
What would be enough to change your mind?
Well, would either to have it more priced into the stock, so the stock not traded at 25 times PE with flat growth, or for more information on their AI strategy that would get me excited. Right now, I don't think there's much to get excited there, or something successful on a new product line. The Vision Pro, I think, got off to a weak start in the March quarter. We'll see if the June quarter is any better there. So something that suggests a higher rate of growth than flat on a go-forward basis for a 25 PE stock.
We are expecting some insight into their AI plan this summer at the developers conference. What would it take to actually make you think, okay, there's some there?
Something that would convince me that the AI story is going to drive smartphone sales. So I think when you looked at NVIDIA's performance last week, they talked about strength in AI beyond the cloud service providers. I'd like to see something that suggests that AI is going to drive smartphone sales, especially for Apple. So looking for anything in that regard.